Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Be You. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about numerology and basically what you can get from doing numerology, or if you don't want to get a book and start actually doing the numbers to figure out like your life path or to do your progressive chart. You can always check out my webpage. I just listed it in the comments in the description, and it goes into more detail on each and everything that I offer with numerology and the pricing of it. But I wanted to come on because not many people kind of know, like they know of numerology, but they don't really know what it does. Okay. So let's just start with the basics. On Moonology, or you might not know, Moonology, you have to know your date of birth and the exact time that you were born. Numerology, you only have to know when you were born. And basically, almost everybody knows the day, the month, and the year that you were born. All right. And also your name. Now, if you are married, you would actually go to your name at birth, or if you changed your name, you still would want to go with your name the day that you were born. Okay. Now, you don't have to stick with that. That's just kind of guidelines of the most accurate reading for numerology is that. In numerology, there's two called power numbers, 11 and 22. So I'm going to just start with the basic, which is your life path, right? It's pretty easy to get your life path. What you're going to do is you're going to take the month you were born, the day you were born, and the full year you were born. So if you were born in 1980, you would take 1980, not just 80. Okay. What would you would do is you would start with the month. So let's say if you were born in November, that's 1-1. So that's 11. That's a power number. So you wouldn't actually break that down. But if you were born in October, which is 10, what you would do is you would reduce that to one number, which is 1 plus 0 equals 1. If you were born in December, you would do 1 plus 2 equals 3. And the 3 is the very first number. Then you would go to the date that you were born. For me, I was born on the 24th. So I would go 2 plus 4 equals 6. And you want to keep them separate. You don't add them up till the very end. And there's a reason for it. If you would sit there and start adding them together, you would actually could miscalculate your life path number. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just use mine. Okay. July 7, 24, which equals 6. All right. So I got 7 and I got 6. Year of birth, 1983. So you would do 1 plus 9 is 10. Then you would do 8 is 18 plus 3 is 21, which would be broken down to 2 plus 1 equals 3. So now I have 7 plus 6, which is 13, plus 3, which is 16. So then I would break that down one more time to 1 plus 6 equals 7. And there's my life path. Okay, so that is one of the easiest numerology one to do. It's called the life path. And yes, you can easily use a pen to do it and a calculator as well. But the whole basics of numerology is to get everything down to one number, unless it's 11 or 22, because those are power numbers. So those stay. Okay, so I just said my life path is number 7. All right. What does that mean? This is the book that I purchased years ago. Okay. It is one of the best ones out there, I believe. It is one that I literally did everything in this book. All right. But I'm going to flip here and I'm going to tell you life path number 7. Okay. If you are life path number 7, you are a seeker and searcher of truth. You have a clear and competitive sense of yourself as a spiritual being. As a result, your goal is devoted to investigation into the unknown and to finding answers to the mysteries of life. And yes, that is dead on. That is me. You are well equipped to handle your task. You possess a fine mind. You are an analyzed thinker who is capable of great concentration and insight. You enjoy research and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And I've said that so many times about myself. Yeah, so now let me skip over because it literally gives you a page and a half. When you know your life path also gives you a couple of like challenges you're gonna have in your life. You enjoy solitude, preferring to work alone. You need time to contemplate your ideal without the intrusion of others' thoughts. You are a lone wolf, a person who lives by their own ideals and methods. As a result, close associations are difficult for you to form and to keep, especially marriage. You need space and privacy, which, when violated, can cause great frustration and irritation. And it goes on and on. When your life is balanced, however, you are both charming and attractive. You can be a life of the party and you can enjoy performing in front of an audience. And I can do workshops and videos, and it comes pretty natural to me. Um, yeah, so that's just a little bit. Let's see. Here's a good one. Secretly, you may feel jealousy of the easy relationships formed by others. Um, and even have a little bit of jealousy with people that are more free to express themselves. Um, you may harshly criticize yourself for not being powerful, capable, or a great leader. Mm-hmm. So, I just wanted to give you a little insight. That's the life path. The reason why I chose the life path is, like I said, it's the easiest to do. But again, you kind of need the book to get a definition of your life path. So that is the life path number. But the beginning, like I said, this is just an intro to numerology. There's a lot there. But the biggest thing to take away from it is it's pretty easy math. You're just breaking everything down to literally one number. All right. Um, and this actually is quite remarkable because what I'm going to show you here is what's called the progressive chart. Now, I have created this, and this is something that I do offer. So let me see. There you go. All right. So the top one, of course, is the age. Then you got your physical, mental, and spiritual transition number, your essence number, karma debt number. Can you guess what that is? It's literally karma debt you will have in this lifetime. And then it goes on for lists other things. Okay. And then it breaks it down. Now, what's really neat about this chart is that it literally gives you so much information about yourself, and it literally is year to year to year. So this is something that I actually do create, and I offer it. I offer to create it for you, and then give you all the definition of what's going on in that particular year. Okay, so why is this a big thing? Why does this matter? Well, perfect example. I made these years ago. I literally made mine all the way up to 101. Now, on this actually has to do with your name. So remember in the beginning, I said you have to, they tell you to go by the name that you were given when you were born. And the reason is to do this progressive chart. Your full name is needed as well as your birthday. But with your full name and your birthday, you can literally do so many things and find out so many different things about you. What's really neat about this chart here is I know for a fact this year I have a huge shift coming when I turn 39. Okay. I know that because when I created this chart, I can literally go in and I can look at this and I can tell you that when the next 2 years, I have two powerful numbers, okay, master number 11 back to back, which basically is just a very powerful 2 years. This year, there's a number in my chart that changes, I think, every 9 years. And this year happens to be it, which means there's going to be a big shift coming for me in this year. Okay. Now, when I'm in my 40s, I have a lot of karma debt number going to happen. The whole reason for this chart is it kind of gives you kind of like a glimpse of your future, what's going to happen. So I know from 42 to 43, I'm going to be dealing with karma number 14, right? So then what I would do, now, you don't have the book, so if this is something you would purchase, I would actually type all this up and give it to you. All right, so Karma 14. Karma 14, debt arises from previous lifetimes during which human freedom has been abused. Those with the 14 karma debt are focused to adapt to ever-changing circumstances and unexpected occurrences. There is an acute danger of falling victim to abuse of drugs, alcohol, and overindulging in simple pleasures such as food and sex. You must put the rituals of yourself. Modest in all affairs is critical to overcoming this karma debt. Also important is the need to maintain order in your life and to establish one's own emotional stability. You must also be willing to adapt to the uncertain currencies of life, all the while maintaining your focus on your goals and dreams. Flexibility and adaptability are the very core of this struggle. Orderness is one's immediate environment is crucial to maintain clarity and focus. Mental and emotional stability must be attained in order to avoid being thrown about by the changing fortunes in this external environment. By the key to the 14 karma debt is commitment. Life will reassume a rolling roller coaster, but it will always travel in the right direction if one heart is set on what is true and good. Set yourself a high goal, maintain order whenever possible in your life, avoid excessive indulgence, and maintain faith. Above all, do not give up on your goals and dreams. All right. So that is what's coming here in a few years. Now, I know that sounded kind of like, that's intense. But all really that's saying is be prepared. There's going to be external things coming that I'm not going to really foresee, and it's just going to be there. Not to give up on my faith, right? On my dreams or my hopes. Okay. So again, why is this chart important? Because it kind of gives me what is going to happen. Now, some of this chart here, the things that change are very subtle and very small where you don't really notice the change. And then some of them are big ones that you will feel kind of like a challenge is going to appear. And when I read about the karma debt and saying that I'm looking down and looks like I have 4 years of this past life that's coming back. Um, yeah, so kind of just like, okay, well, we'll see how it is. But again, like I said, this is kind of giving you your a year, your upcoming year. So a great way that you would want to do this if it feels like something you want to research and possibly do, you want to do the upcoming year because then it's going to tell you what your year's about. This starts on your birthday, by the way, not like January 1st. It literally starts on your birthday. So the big shift number that's happening this year, it starts right when I turn 39. And then I have two very powerful master numbers that follows. That gets me kind of set up for the karma debt that will be happening on the external. But this also tells you like the life path that I was just reading. It literally tells you your personality, what type of person you are. On the life path, it literally lists some of your struggles that you will have in this lifetime and a little bit of everything, kind of. That's why life path is quite is always like where I like to start. When I got into Numerology, that's actually where I started, was the life path. And then I proceeded and did everything in the book. And then I got to this big giant bringing everything together to create the progressive chart. And then I chose to actually do my chart from 0 all the way to 101. And the reason why was I got to go back and I remember some challenging things that came up, and going back and seeing this chart, it actually pretty much the years that I had challenges things, this chart literally told me that it was going to be there. So it's kind of nice, but it's definitely like going and getting your predicting like what's going to happen this coming year for you. Minus it's not really a prediction. This is it's numbers. It's your destiny numbers is what some people call it. So it's literally you learning what's going to happen, your destiny, right? It's not something that you can change like when you go and get a tarot card reading. That's if you stay on the path that you're on, then that's all that will come true. But on this, it's like it's already written. This is literally your destiny. So it's kind of nice to show you what your year's going to hold. So, Numerology, if I can say it right, they're so in depth to it. It's not as simple to like make a video of it. That's why I chose the life path number. That's why I kind of broke down of like, this is how you're going to do the number systems to it. And then also let's talk about your name. Your name all equals numbers, right? So it's the alphabet. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on and so on and so on. So that's how you can take your number and break that down, or take your name and break that down to numbers. And also in this nice little book, it shows you literally the chart of all the letters and what number it represents, because you're needed to go in more of a deep detail of it. So life path is the easiest one to calculate and to do. And then you can go into like karma debt. There's literally a whole section of giving, it's not, they don't call it karma debt, they call it challenging numbers. And it basically tells you in your lifetime what will be your most challenging things that you have to face. And like I said, it is dead on, is very accurate. I've literally did everything in that book, and it's pretty impressive. So I just wanted to come on, give you guys kind of just a very, very basic of numerology. And it is definitely something that if you're wanting to know if, like, let's say you seem to have the same pattern that you can't break, and it's over and over, it's the same thing, it's the same thing, it's the same thing. Maybe it might be time for you to reach out to numerology, um, and for them to do a chart to see why that is such a big thing. It actually can give you answers to maybe some of those questions that you have been asking yourself of, like, why can I not break this pattern? Why does it seem like this one keeps coming up? Why does it seem like these challenges are always been my life? And so forth and so forth. So it is very fun and very cool to sit here. I love numbers, so it's very cool to break down everything into numbers and then literally figure it out and then go and read exactly what the book is saying about that specific number. And then it's really nice to feel how it resonates with you and with, you going, oh, okay. So I'm going to just end this here. I'm going to go back to the life path here. So I'm going to just tell you again. And something cool here is there's literally only four karma debt numbers. So not too bad. All right. So I'm going to repeat for you the life path number, right? So how do you get your life path number? You take the month, you break that down to one number, unless it's 11 or 22, which can't be 22 at all in this example. So the month, the highest you can have is 12, right? Out of 12, only 11 is the master number. So if you have a birthday that is in November, then you would keep the 11. You do not break that down to 2. Every other month, you would break it down. January would be 1, February 2, March 3, April 4, May 5, June 6, July 7, September or August 8, September 9, October 1, because then you would break 1 plus 0 equals 1. November 11, because it's a master, leave that one. And then December 12, which is 3, because you break it down to one digit. All right. So have that in mind. Next, move to your date of birth, the day you were born. Mine was 24. So you do 2 plus 4. So whatever it is, from 1 all the way up to 31, because that's the highest you can have, you would add it together. So if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you don't have to worry about it. There's no adding or subtracting. There's no breaking it down. That's one digit. All right. If you're 11, you keep that. That's a master number. If you were born on the 22nd day, you would keep that because that's a master number. Okay. And then once you have that number, you're going to go ahead and break down your year of birth. All right. So let's do a simple. Say you were born in 2002. What is that breaking down to a digit? That would be 4, which is 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2. That is 4. All right. Once you have those 3 down, Then you would add all three of them together. So let me write down on this paper. Let's do example together. Okay. All right. Let's do a master. Let's say that you were born on November 28th and 1992. Okay, so the very first one is a master number. I wouldn't touch the 11. I wouldn't break that down to 2. The next one, 28. So that would be 8, 9, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. But I will even break it down for you more as I'm writing this down. Okay, you were born in 1992. So then you just do the math. And then that would be 21. And then you would go down again. Okay, so here it is. Do you see it? All right, so master number 11 stays 11. 28 would equal 10. And then you would break that down to 1, which is 1 plus 0 equals 1. On 1992, you would add that together. You would get 21, and then you would break that down. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Now, you would take the 11 plus 1 plus 3. So then you have 15. So let me write that down for you. 11 plus 1 plus 3. 15. Okay, so I just explained that. 11 plus 1 plus 3 equals 15. You would break that down because that is not a power number. And you would break it 1 plus 5 equals 6. Your life path number is 6. So what does that mean for you? Well, I'm going to actually just give you a little brief of what that life path means. Here we go. You possess great compassion and you seek to be of service to others. You have concern for the weak and the downtrodden. You are a healer and a helper to others. Any of that sounding like you? You are capable of giving for comfort to those in need, and you frequently offer a shoulder for others to cry on. Sounds like you're very passionate, and it sounds like that your love language would be service to others. Your task in life is to develop the tools necessary to be truly helpful to others, rather than simply to be a sympathetic ear. You must find the balance between help and interference. So that would say that sometimes you don't know when to stop helping. Okay. So now I'm going to just skip down. Let's see what some of your challenges are here. Well, here's some of your strengths. Let's do that one first. You're generous, kind, and attractive. You are often admired, even adored. You are humbled, and yet you carry a deep pride. You move well and gracefully, but we'll have to work to stay in shape. And then it says seek out physical exercise and limit the sweets and dairies you crave to keep yourself from becoming plump and round. Not kidding, that's literally in this book. All right, so here's your challenges, okay? If you're life path number 6. When young, you must be careful not to choose partners for the wrong reasons. You have to be careful of the influences that you come across for your decisions, especially those involving a spouse. You need to be needed. but you must learn the difference between those who can help and others who are made weaker by your care. Okay? After all, it is in your nature to be attracted to the weaker brothers and sisters among us. So those are your challenges. All right. Now I'm going to go back and just read just a little bit of each life path here. That way, if you do the exercise to find your life path, I don't want to leave you hanging of like, well, what's my life path say? Okay, so if your life path 1, you are a born leader. You insist on your right to make up your own mind, and you demand freedom of thought and action. You have drive and determination. You don't let anything or anyone stand in your way once you are committed to your goals. You assume your responsibility to be the protector and provider for those you love. And you demand respect and attention. You become irritated very easily when things do not go your way. You need to feel in command of important undertakings. Okay, so now let me skip down to some of the challenges that you might have in your life if you are life path number 1. You can become overly stressed by the driven nature. Be careful about the food you eat and maintain an exercise program you enjoy. Competitive sports are often a healthy outlet for a person with your drive, particularly sports that involve running or swimming. Don't let pride and overconfidence be your masters. Remember, your talents and abilities are a gift from the higher source, which should promote gratitude rather than pride. And then here's something to leave you on. A person with 1 life path will achieve much in life as long as their drive, creativity, spirit are fully employed. Okay. Life path number 2. So if you're life path number 2, the key word in your nature is peacemaker. You are extremely sensitive and a bit shy. These qualities are both your strength and your weaknesses. For why you possess enormous sensitivity to your feelings and those of others, the same sensitivity can cause you to hold back and repeat and repress your talents. Because you intuitively know what people want or feel, you can be extremely tactful, which means you can basically get a lot out of your intuition. You're also patient and you like to work well with others. Now you enjoy music and poetry. You have an eye for beauty. Now let me jump down to some of your challenges. Because you are easily hurt, you may tend to withhold your own thoughts to the matter at hand. This may cause you considerable resentment and anger. Too often, you run from confrontation to avoid a battle. You are a sensitive and passionate lover. Now, these are your power strengths. So you're a sensitive and passionate lover. It makes you aware of your partner's needs and desires, which you are able to fulfill with almost magic. However, when you feel you have been mistreated, you can react with devastating power. So just keep that in mind there, okay? All right, so that's path number 2. All right, if you are life path number 3, you possess a great talent for creativity and self-expression. Many writers, poets, actors, and magicians are born under the 3 life path number. You are witty, progresses a gift for gab, and savage the limelight. Your talent for the expressive arts is so abundant that you may well have felt drawn to become an artist while you were very young. Thanks to your gift for self-expression, you can be the life of the party and the center of attention. So basically, it's very easy for you to be a social butterfly. Your creativity is a gift that can give you comfort and luxury you desire, but without focus and discipline. Oh, sorry, but not without focus and discipline. You like to see everything with the glass half full instead of half empty. Okay, so here's some of your challenges. Many people born under the three life have difficulty handling money because they can be disorganized and not particularly serious about responsibilities. You are emotional and vulnerable. When hurt, you withdraw into a cloud of silence. You are moody when you're depressed. Okay? So that's just a little bit of life path number 3. So, life path number 4. You're practical and down to earth with strong ideals about right and wrong. You are orderly and organized. You are controlled and you make decisions based on that. You are not one for get rich quick schemes. Rather, you use hard work and long hours while building a business or career. All right, so I'm going to skip down. Here are some of your challenges. You have to be careful not to be bossy or rude. And you have to remember not everyone can keep up with you. You can handle money carefully, and you like the security of a nest egg. Your love of work often leads you into career early in life. You can become quite easily stuck in the convention, the same thing over and over. You can also be overly cautious when changes are necessary. This may cause you to miss opportunities that present themselves. Here's some positives for you. You are well suited for marriage and often become a responsible, loving parent. And then that's where I leave you on that. All right. So if your life path was number 5, your personality is freedom. You love travel, adventure, and you love meeting new people. You possess the curiosity of a cat and you long to experience all of life. You love to be involved in several things at the same time as long as you are not tied down to any one area. All right. You like change, new things, and new horizons. You make friends easily, and your personality is upbeat and often inspired, attracting people from all walks of life. Okay. Now let's see some of your challenges. Okay. You likely lack discipline and order. You can sometimes be impulsive, doing or expressing things you regret later. Freedom and a need for adventure sometimes are not properly controlled by those born with life path number 5, which can cause problems with drug abuse, overindulgence in food and sex, and generally abuse of the gift of life. All right, so those would be your challenges. Here are some of your strengths. You are multi-talented and you possess a variable of diverse abilities. However, you have to make sure you stay focused, and that is the key to your success. Let me see what it says about your family. You may have been perceived as a wild child by adults and as a source of concern by your family. However, do not do not hurry your choice of a career. You are often a late bloomer, and you will need to experience life before you can truly know and commit to your heart's desire. Which means don't follow what anyone tells you. Okay, so we did life path. Yes, we already did life path 6. That was the example that I did for you. And we already did life path 7 at the very beginning. I'm life path 7, so I already read some of that. So now we're on life path 8. Okay, life path 8. You are gifted with natural leadership and wow, and you're able to consume great wealth. You have a great talent for management in all areas of life, especially in business and finance matters. You understand the material world. You intuitively know what makes virtually any enterprise works. Your talent lies not with bookkeeping or petty management, but with the greater vision, its purpose, and its long range goals. You are a visionary and you are a bit reckless. You possess the ability to inspire people to join you in your quest, but often they are incapable of seeing what you see. Therefore, those around you need your continuous guidance, inspiration, and encouragement. All right. Your challenge in life are to achieve a high degree of detachment and to understand that power and influence must be used, uh, for the benefit of mankind. Those born under the life path number 8 will not understand the real value of money and are bound to suffer the consequences of greed. They run the risk of losing it all. You must learn to bounce back from failures and defeats. You have the character and resilient of a true survivor. It is not uncommon for a person with your life path to experience major reverses, including bankruptcy and financial failure. So that's some of your challenges. No, let's end with on a good note, right? All right. Business, financial, real estate, law, science, publishing, and management of large institutions are among the fields that's best suited for you. So if you are just out of high school wanting to kind of feel where you belong, that pretty much kind of tells you where you might want to go. Okay. You are a good judge of character, which aids you well in attracting the right people to you. You like large families and sometimes tends to keep others dependent longer than necessary. Okay. Let me see if it talks about anything with family. Let's see. Minus that. And it just kind of ends with be careful of becoming stubborn, overbearing, and impatient. Okay. That's a good stopping point. And again, like I said, this is not all of the life path. I mean, I'm not giving you the whole page and a half. I'm just kind of skimming through it, give you kind of basics of what your challenges is, what your strong talents are, and kind of overall of what kind of person you are in this lifetime. All right. If you're interested in wanting your whole life path, then you can reach out to me through my webpage, and there you can find the pricing and everything. All right, Life Path 9. If you are Life Path 9, and if you're just tuning in, go back to the beginning because I tell you how to calculate your life path number. That way you can actually listen to your life path number. Okay, number 9. You are socially consciousness and deeply concerned about the state of the world. You are a great compassion and idealist. You will spend your life trying to realize some aspect of your dream, sacrificing money, time, and energy for a better world. It is in giving that you will find much satisfactory. You tend to see the big picture rather than the minute details. All right, so that's kind of you in a nutshell. Now, let's see. You naturally attract people. Here's some of your strengths. You naturally attract people from all walks of life who can fit into your larger plan and who takes over the areas you find uninteresting. You rarely accept others' social bias. I like that. Okay, let's see. You are creative, imaginary. Okay. Okay, here's some of the fields that you might want to get into. Internal decorating, landscaping art, and photographically. Okay. But because of your strong social consciousness, you could also be good at a attorney, a judge, minister, teacher, healer, or environmentalist. Okay, let's see some of your challenges in this lifetime. You will have to learn to let go of material possessions and relationships. Being that holding on too tightly to anything causes you pain. Money comes to you through mystery and unexpected ways. Inheritance, someone who is inspired by your work, or a lucky investment. If you pursue money, it's your own sake, on your own stake after giving up on your large dreams. So basically, don't pursue money. Because it says, if you pursue money for your own stake after giving up on your larger dreams, you're likely to find yourself empty-handed. So don't ever do anything for the money. The most successful and satisfying road for a life path 9 is giving, sharing, and sacrificing for a larger goal without expectations of anything being returned. Let me read this. Your greatest change at success is to tie your personal fortune into making the world a better place for others. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Apparently, if you do that, it turns into highly successful. You are romantic, but your love is more impersonal. You tend to be focused on your dreams. Okay. Now, life path number 11. Basically, you are someone that is very inspired for other people. You have a lot of energy and intuition. There's so much going on in your psyche that you are often misunderstood early in your life, which makes you shy and withdrawn. You have far more potential than you know. You inspire people, but without you consciously effort. That's neat. You don't even realize that you're inspiring others. Energy seems to flow through you without your control. This gives you both power and sometimes emotional turmoil. Terminal. Terminal. You know what I'm trying to say. You are a challenge. You are a channel for information between the higher and the lower, between the realm of the archetype and the relatively world. Well, that's pretty cool. So you're a channel from the heavens and then here on earth. That's really neat. Okay, so apparently you would be a great inventor, excuse me, artist, religious leader, and leading figures in history. Apparently, a lot of them had life path 11. That's neat. Because you are, here's some of your challenges, okay? Because you are so highly charged, you experience the consequences of a two edged sword. You possess great abilities, but indulge in much self reflection and self criticize. You often feel highly self conscious. You are aware of some level that you stand out. Even when you try to blend in with your environment, you often feel like an alien or like you're out of place. You are blessed with a message or a specific role to play in this life. There's a lot on path 11 here. Let me look for what you are with family here. You have an eye for beauty and a fine sense of balance and rhythm. You have healing capabilities, especially in fields like a massage therapist, actual pressure physical therapy, and counseling. You are here we go. You are a fine companion and you possess a good sense of humor. When you have found your need in life and you have began to realize your true potential, your rewards will more than compensate for the trials earlier in life. Keep that in mind. Hmm. I didn't see anything about family in here for you. What's also interesting because your power master number 11, it also says that you have a lot of life path 2 in you. So go back to when I was talking about 2 and listen to that one as well because apparently you have a lot of that. Okay, and the very last one, life path 22, the other master one. What are you? You were born under the most powerful and most successful of all life path numbers. Mm. It offers you the extremes of life's possibilities. On one hand, you have the potential to be a master builder, the person capable of proceeding something great in the architect world, and of manifesting it into reality. Archetype world. Basically, whatever you think, you can create. That's pretty cool. On the other hand, downside to that, you can slip into the depths of achieving little more than personal support. Your power is basically comes from your ideals and your visions, which you must use to inspire others to join you in your dream. All right. Let me see here. You're good at business and politics. You have the ability to think and act on an international scale. Also, because you're a Master Power 22, you would also fall under the 4 as well. So a little bit of Path Life 4 would resonate with you as well. So again, just go back, listen to number 4, and then go from there. Let's see. You are gifted with uncommonly sound common sense. Which means you are very high common sense person, you. You are able to see the beauty in a given ideal. Idea. But also the practical methods from that will bring it into fruition. Okay, let's see if it talks about family for you. This is something interesting. While in many aspects the 22 is the most promising number, it is also the most difficult to live up to. You have great ambition, which can be a most difficult master, driving you to accomplish all that you are capable of. Here you are. In a relationship, you are the steady partner. You offer sound advice and you offer emotional support. Also, it says that you tend to be traditional. Okay, here's some of your challenges here. Your challenge is to share your vision and to allow others to make their personal contributions to you. This requires flexibility on your part. Perhaps your weakest characteristic, apparently, is flexibility. You often lack faith in the ability of others. Therefore, you tend to control people and situations and are sometimes tempered. Here's something about you, number 22. Your life path number is the most important number in your whole chart. And then I'll leave you with this. Whatever your personal history was before you came into this world, it brought you to this moment in time, ready to start on this path. Okay. Well, there you go. So that is all life path numbers. And there is no 0. 1 through 9, 11, 22. So there you go. I gave you just a little bit of what Numerology can offer. I showed you the progressive chart that gives you so much more. And like I said, those are really good to have for the upcoming year. That way it gives you a in-depth. So if that is something you're interested in, just reach out and um, go on the web page and you can reach out that way. And then there's also pricing on there and everything. So the chart, progressive chart, it gives you literally what's the year to come. And then you can go back and figure out your life path and just get a little bit of what I've done on each life path because it's one of the easiest things. All right, so that is just a little bit about numerology. There's just so much to it, but I wanted to do a little, just kind of a small introduction to it because I enjoy it, and it's really nice to be able to pull out my progressive chart every year, that I pull it out and go, okay, what's changing this year, where I have kind of a ideal of what's kind of coming up for me. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little introduction to your life path number. Bye.